Hello, everybody. My name is Marcus Schubert. Today, we're excited to introduce the PunkPanda Bitcoin staking program. So let's get straight into the presentation because this is exciting. Before we get into that, just want to cover a quick disclaimer. The following information provided is not an investment strategy, and the facilitators are not giving financial advice. All attendees, viewers of this presentation take responsibility for their own financial decisions and agree that cryptocurrency is a volatile and emerging market. There can be no assurance that any prior success or results shown can be used as a guaranteed indication of future performance. As with any business endeavor, you personally assume all risk involved, and subsequently, we suggest you seek the advice of a professional when making financial, tax, or business decisions. This program is not available for residents of the USA. So, the first thing I would suggest we do is answer a couple of questions for yourself. The first question is, do you believe in cryptocurrency? Do you believe it's here to stay and it's going to be here in the future? The second question is, do you believe in the PunkPanda project? Do you believe this is going to grow? Do you think people are going to be looking to participate in the products and services that we are bringing to market? And the final question is, do you want to accumulate wealth? If you have answered yes to all of those questions, then the Bitcoin staking program is for you. Now, one of the things that's really important to us is that this program fits into alignment with the original core principles of our company. And the first principle is that we wanted to bring things to the market where people could not be hurt financially. The second aspect here is that this program is simple for people who are new to crypto, and it allows them to benefit in a passive way, and it allows them to not miss the boat of the whole crypto explosion, the growth of the market, and the growth of this particular project. And finally, this program incentivizes and weaponizes our powerful community to create ongoing buy pressure on the PPM token. So in short, the program's very simple. You can stake PPM tokens and earn Bitcoin. If you look down the bottom left-hand side, you take 1,000 US dollars or more that you purchase of PPM tokens, you stake it for 1 to 3 years, and you can choose to earn Bitcoin anywhere from 8 to 33% per year, paid either monthly or quarterly. So how does it work? The first thing you do is you log into the PunkPanda farm back office, and you need to buy and then stake $1,000 or more of PPM tokens. It can be $1,000, $1,001, or $100,000. It's totally up to you. The second thing you do is you choose 1, 2, or 3 year staking period. And then you also choose to receive your rewards either monthly or quarterly in Bitcoin. So the final thing you'll see is your future rewards calculated on the screen right in front of your eyes before you even choose to lock in your final decision. So this is how it will look. The staking rewards that pay APR, which is an annual return, if you choose 1 year, let me just cover this bit here, the reward percentage is going to be the same regardless of how much you stake. Whether you stake $1,000 worth or $10,000 worth, the rewards are the same. So if you choose 1 year staking and you choose to be paid out monthly in Bitcoin, you'll receive 8% per month. If you choose to get paid out quarterly, you'll be getting paid a 12% annual return, all right? So this example actually shows what would happen if you staked $10,000. So if you stake $10,000 for 1 year, if you chose your rewards monthly, your total rewards would be $800 per year. And if you chose quarterly, it would be $1,200, your total rewards. 2 years, the monthly returns is 18%, 25% quarterly. You can see your returns, if you chose monthly, would be $3,600 or $5,000 if you chose them quarterly. 3 years, I'm sure your eyeballs have jumped over to this one already, 26% if you choose the monthly rewards, 33% quarterly, which means ultimately if you stake $10,000, you've pretty much doubled your value over 3 years if you choose that quarterly option over 3 years. So what I want to do now is hand over to one of our experts in the space. He's a consultant for crypto.com. He's been fantastic for us. He's got over 7 years experience in the crypto space, trading, investing, advising different companies in the space. His name's Crypto Craig. So I want to throw over to you. Craig, do we have you with us today?
Hey, Duke, can you hear me?
Yes, Craig, you're live and looking
Hey,
good.
thanks so much, everybody. Coming live from the dungeon right now. I appreciate it. I am the Chief Strategy Officer of PunkPanda, and I'm glad to be with you guys tonight. This is like probably the most excited I get because I get to go on a Bitcoin rant and tell you how excited I am about that program, but also talk strategy. When it comes to investing and trading, it can get very stressful, but like the great like Warren Buffett, I'm sure you've heard of, like his partner is Charlie Munger. Charlie Munger says, if you're having fun investing, if it's exciting investing, then you're doing it wrong. It should be like watching paint dry. Emotion is the money killer. And if you look at the Bitcoin charts, when it goes up, you get excited. When it goes down, you get depressed. Like I go through that way too much, and I have for a long time. And this really kind of allows a system to be put in place where you can remove emotion and really double up on what I believe is probably the greatest investment in history of time, and what is Bitcoin. So to back up for a sec, my name's Crypto Craig. I gave myself that nickname, which is not a very cool thing to do. I just was a guy who fell in love with the idea. I was actually at Bank of America, and I have to laugh because I used to like work for the CD and IRA department, which are basically retirement accounts or savings accounts that pay you next to nothing. I mean, literally 0.0001% if you lock your money up for a year or pay a penalty to pull it out. And so when I see these numbers at market show, it's like, it's pretty unbelievable that like, this is why I love crypto. Now we can have opportunity. Now we can bring banking to the people, and we don't need all these middlemen intermediaries to like break up the system and create a monopoly. Like we can give money back to the people. And that's why I love this. So I see those numbers and I get excited, but I knew how broken the system was. I used to feel bad when people called up at Bank of America. I'm like, I'm sorry, like there's nothing we can do to help you. Like please call somebody else. Like there's nothing that we can do. So when I heard about Bitcoin, it was really music to my ears because it was the first time that you could actually opt out of the old legacy financial system and opt into a new system that was run on code on the internet, and you didn't have to trust people and businesses. It was a really big deal. So I got started back in 2015. I started investing and trading a little bit. And in short, I exploded. I had really good timing. But then I got hacked for that money. I didn't have some of the basic tools and necessities that you need to keep your crypto safe, to keep your bank. You are your own bank, to keep that safe. It's a lot easier now, but it was a really wild ride. And so I lost a fortune. So I dedicated, basically the last 7 years of my life to making sure that I could learn these markets, make sure that I'm protected, and understand that I want to be on board for this ride. Bitcoin is the greatest performing asset in the history of time. Okay. So anyone who ever like says anything to you like, oh, this is a fad, or, Bitcoin's going to zero. Well, just tell them it's only a 12-year-old experiment. I understand the dollar is 143 years old, but for a 12-year-old experiment to be the greatest performing asset in the history of time is pretty damn exciting, right? It is the strongest computing network in the world. It is stronger than Google and Facebook combined. That's how big the computing network that runs Bitcoin's whole system is. It's really amazing. And I actually think it's one of the biggest inventions since fire. Like I actually believe it's a really big deal because it allows people to incentivize savings for the first time. So as a huge Bitcoin fan, basically, I've learned that there's some cycles that go on in this market. So every 4 years, the amount of Bitcoin that gets released gets cut in half until there's all 21 million are released. This is very, very different than the dollar, right? So in the last 2 years, 80% of all US dollars have been printed. 80%. What does that mean? That means that the money that you used to have is worth a lot less. In Bitcoin, it's the exact opposite. And I love that idea. And so just running with that idea, every 4 years when that gets cut in half, that's amazing. We've never in the history of time had an asset that's completely finite. It's very much like digital gold, right? So my mom used to ask me all the time, what is Bitcoin? It took me 3 years to explain, hey, it's like digital gold. But it's actually better than gold because you can transfer it peer-to-peer, person-to-person through a phone. And in a cashless society, which we basically live in now, it's a lot easier to imagine that you might transfer something on your phone than like shave off a piece of gold to go buy like some milk at the store, right? It's a lot more believable. So I'm very excited for like how fast this space is growing as people start to adopt Bitcoin and understand that, these market cycles, they happen over and over. So pretty much every 4 years, you see Bitcoin just run up and down, up and down, up and down. And every time it creates higher lows and higher highs. And as a guy that's traded and now turned into like more of an investor, all that means is that that is up and to the right. Every chart that you invested in your life, you want to go up and to the right. And so I really believe that Bitcoin has the chance to potentially become the world reserve currency. Right now, it's the US dollar. I'm not saying that that's going to happen, but I've adjusted my investing portfolio to align with my beliefs because it's so amazing. It's got so many unbelievable qualities, and it's never been hacked. This entire system over 12 years has never been tampered with. So like, even though you maybe hear so-and-so got hacked or I got hacked, that's like a bank leaving its vault open. The network itself has never been tampered with. It's the strongest computing network in the world. I can't stress this enough. So I only say that to say, if you can accumulate this while the price is down, oh my God, that's what you want to do. So when the price goes up is when most people buy. When the price goes down, they panic and they sell. 95% of traders lose money. Why? Because they get emotional, they do the wrong things. Well, here in the Bitcoin cycle, if you can do the opposite of most people and get excited when the price is down or crashing, and then maybe take some profits or, basically don't sell on the way up, and you hold over a long period of time, you could do unbelievably well. So what I love about the PunkPanda system that they have here is they've literally removed emotion and allowed you to have a system of investing that you only need to put an investment in one time and can be paid out in the greatest performing asset in the history of time, which is just unbelievable, right? So think about that. If you have a 401k, if you have, a retirement account, whatever it is at your job, wherever, maybe they contribute every week, maybe they contribute every month. And each time they take a piece of your paycheck and or you invest into it to over time just start buying, assets, right? Here, if you invest one time, they'll cover you for the rest of it. It's going to stake. Staking simply means that you're getting more of an asset for locking it up and allowing the company and or project to use those funds to go grow the company, which is really great. So you don't have to invest every single week, every single month, every single day, every single year. If you make a one-time investment through staking, it will allow you to compound and gain some of these rewards. So the most basic investing strategy, and what I tell most people to do, is what's called dollar cost averaging. All it means is that, hey, if you have 10 grand you want to invest in Bitcoin, great, don't do it. Instead, break it down into 10 chunks and either do it every day, every month, every year, but whatever it is, have a system to just gradually buy in because it's a volatile asset. So that's great, but you need to have money to do that. And you need to do it each time without thinking about it on a time-based cycle. Here, with staking, you can do it one time and it will compound for you. And you're just allowing the company to grow in a space that, is really going to be pretty huge. They already have, most crypto projects are vaporware. And I say, I am obsessed with crypto. I'm obsessed with the entire space, but most projects are a joke, to be honest with you. They're not even worth the quote unquote white paper they are written on. Not only do they not have real projects or actually working projects or working products, it's a pipe dream. And that really is the business model. It's not bad. It's just the way it is. There's very few projects that actually have anything. PunkPanda does. They already have 600,000 plus registered users on an app that they haven't even really rolled out yet. And if you think of all the programs and all the stuff that they're bringing to you behind, and we'll get so much more into this in the education that comes, you can imagine how this would have real utility and do really well moving forward. So not only do you get to help a project that already has a proven track record in users, but you get to acquire the greatest performing asset in the history of time without doing anything and having to not put your own money in every single week, month, day, whatever it is. And so I love this strategy. It's better than dollar cost averaging. And if this was around in a way that I could trust with a project back in the day, believe me when I tell you, I would not have lost as much money as I did trading. I wouldn't have all the sleepless nights. I could tuck it away with a project that I believe in and let it compound and grow, and something that I think is going to be absolutely enormous. In 2017, you might have called me crazy, but it's 2022 now, and Bitcoin is here to stay. Crypto is here to stay. We have crossed the chasm, as they say. And it is, if you don't believe so, then you're wrong, honestly. And if you do believe so, then God bless you. You're ahead of the track. If anything, you're not too late, so don't feel like you are. If anything, you're too early. But if we can figure some of this stuff out now, if you guys are listening to this and learn how to buy PunkPanda token and learn how to do some of the programs that they have here, you'll learn the basic skills that you need for the future of the financial markets, which I believe is crypto. If you feel even remotely the same, you guys should really entertain this program and check out what we got coming. And that's it. That's kind of my Bitcoin rant. The biggest thing I'm excited about is that trading is the most stressful thing in the entire world. I can't stress enough, like how unbelievably stressful it is. especially in the 24/7 market. When my mentor and partner, who would be doing the education with you guys in Panda Academy, talked to me, said, Craig, you need to move at some point from being a trader to an investor. And the same principles that allow you to be an investor, remove emotion, have a system that you're long term, all that stuff that he taught me is right here in this program, and allows you to shift from being, wherever you're at in your life financially right now, or whatever your financial plan is, into that investor quadrant immediately. So I hope that wasn't too long. I went on a little bit of a rant. I'll kick it back to Marcus here, but I'm pretty fired up about the program, and it just makes logical sense. And I love programs that do.
Craig, fantastic. Thanks so much for sharing. And if you are new to crypto, there's one thing I want you to remember from this slide, and that is looking at the history of Bitcoin, looking at the history of the price, and also what happens around a halving, is that during this time in the bear market and the consolidation phase is where you want to find a way to accumulate as much Bitcoin into your wallet as you can. Because historically, every time a halving happens, then it goes on a run because the supply goes down, demand goes up, price goes up, and they hit a new all-time high. So this is where we are right now. We're during this phase of the bear market, moving through into this consolidation phase, moving towards the next halving, which is at the start of 2024. So what we want to do is give you an opportunity to purchase PunkPanda tokens and hold them for the next 2 years whilst we develop the project and the price of the token, the PunkPanda token, goes up. But during that time, for doing that, you're accumulating Bitcoin every month or every 3 months from this staking program. So it's a win-win. On top of the Bitcoin halving, we also have the first halving of the PunkPanda token coming up November the 12th, 2022. So the number of tokens coming into supply is going to half. It's going from 2,100 every 30 minutes to 1,050 coming out every 20 minutes. So again, supply goes down, demand goes up, price goes up. So you've actually got a double benefit right here. The idea is to accumulate Bitcoin because top analysts are suggesting that Bitcoin could range anywhere between $10,000 and $32,000 and plus over the next 2 years. So during that time, you want to start accumulating Bitcoin. This program allows you to accumulate Bitcoin on autopilot because, like Craig talked about, too many people act on emotion. When the price is going down, they go, oh, wait, because I'll wait for it to get lower before I buy some Bitcoin. When the price is going up, people think, oh, no, it's too much, too high. I'm going to wait for it to correct before I buy more. Or when the time comes, people haven't even got the money put aside to buy. All right. So this program allows you to accumulate Bitcoin on autopilot every month, every 3 months. And historically, nobody has ever lost money if they've held Bitcoin for 4 years or more. All right. So this program, it actually has more people staking PPM tokens, which allows the project time to get off the runway. The bigger the aeroplane, the bigger the runway needed. So over the next 2 years, we're going to develop the project, but it also creates buy pressure for the PPM token whilst you're accumulating Bitcoin along the way. The rewards, we're going to incentivize our powerful community. If you go out and you introduce somebody who comes into this staking program, you can earn 3 levels of affiliate rewards. Anybody that you personally introduce, you will earn 10% of the value. In other words, if they buy $1,000 worth of PPM tokens and stake it in this program, you will earn $100 of PPM token immediately for yourself. Anyone that they introduce, which is your level 2, will be 4%. Anyone on level 3 will be 2%. And then we've got a team growth pool of 4% that we share with people based on their entire team performance on a monthly basis as well. So the rules for this program are pretty simple. Number 1, you can introduce as many people as you want. Number 2, all rewards for people you introduce will be paid to you in PPM tokens at the current market rate. The PPM that is purchased for this Bitcoin staking program, you are going into the PunkPanda farm back office, you're buying at the current market rate. The minimum amount to buy to participate is $1,000 US. If you put in $999, no good. It needs to be $1,000 US worth of PPM or more, and you pay for that with either Ethereum, Tron, BNB, or BNB Smart Chain. To be eligible for rewards, if you introduce somebody and they buy a package, for you to be eligible to earn those affiliate rewards, you must also have a minimum personal purchase, $1,000 package or more. We're going to give everybody until October the 1st because we already have an existing database of people who have accounts in the PunkPanda farm. So if that's you, it's okay. If somebody who's down below you goes in and buys a package before you do, that's okay. You have until October the 1st to place your minimum order and be eligible for rewards. After that time, we're going to pay the first affiliate rewards October the 1st from anything that's ordered between the release of this program and October 1st. The first rewards will come out and be paid October 1. After that point, the minute somebody places a package purchase order, immediately the reward is paid to the person who's introduced them up those 3 levels. So just to review the market timing, the next Bitcoin halving is April 24. So we've got 18 months to start to accumulate Bitcoin through these monthly or quarterly rewards. The next big halving for PPM token is November the 12th. And the next Bitcoin bull run could see anywhere from an all-time high from 6 to 8 times higher. That means the price per Bitcoin could be over $180,000, $250,000. I mean, every time Bitcoin is halved, it's gone up 600 times, 500 times, 25 times was the last one. So if we see 6 to 8 times higher, you're accumulating Bitcoin that could be worth an incredible amount of money by the time we hit anywhere between April 24 and March of 2025. So now it's time to focus. Where am I now and where do I want to go? Wherever your financial position is, it's up to you, it's individual. But don't sit there focused on, oh, I'm on the airplane, I'm all cramped up, I'm eating like a praying mantis. Where are you going? Look at the future. See yourself into the future. What are you going to do different that allows your future to look different than what it looks like right now? So we believe this program is something that can help so many people. It's private, it's invitation only. So you will need to register an account on PunkPanda Farm via a link from the person who's invited you to the program. If you already have an account in the PunkPanda Farm back office, fantastic. You're already set up and ready to go. So once you do that, you'll be able to buy and stake $1,000 or more of PPM. You can choose 1 year, 2 year, or 3 year staking period. You then choose to receive your rewards in Bitcoin, either monthly or quarterly. And then you can see your potential future rewards calculated immediately in front of you on the screen. So in conclusion, this is a double hedge strategy where you hold PPM token and you accumulate Bitcoin. So you have a hedge. You're betting on the PunkPanda project increasing over time. You're also betting on Bitcoin increasing over time. What happens if both of them stay the same value over the next 2 to 3 years? Even if both stayed exactly the same value over the next 2 to 3 years, if you've locked in at the quarterly payouts for the next 3 years, you're going to double your capital. What if they actually both do a 6x over the next 2 to 3 years? Well, then your $10,000 investment can go to $120,000 worth, all right, in that example. So with that, we just want to say, if this is for you, join the Bitcoin staking program today. And now what I'm going to do is hand over to our CEO, Albert Muir, who's going to show you how to actually place a live order through the back office. So Albert, welcome to the call. I'll hand the call over to you, sir.
Thank you. I'm just thinking of 2 things right this second. Right place at the right time. You guys, this is one of the most perfect programs I've ever seen just because of the timing. I mean, we're talking about in 18 months, Bitcoin doing its halving based upon what the history. Well, 6 months later, in November of 2024, PP will be going through its second halving. At that point, in November 2024, out of the 275 million tokens that will ever be with PunkPanda, only about 125, maybe 130 million will actually be in circulation. Craig said an important thing. We are not just some pipe dream on a piece of paper. We have a real messaging app. And when you take this messaging app and you compare it to in the history of what others have done, and just go look these numbers up. We are on pace exactly where WhatsApp was in its 10th month, about ready to surpass them where they was on their first year, ahead of Viper, ahead of Dropbox, and right on par where Zoom was. Now, those 4 companies that I just named, all of them got to right around 1 million within their first 1 year. We're back on pace now where we're doing 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 registrations each and every single day with 2 months to go. Now, those 4 companies I just named, $19 billion was the lowest valuation they had about approximately 3 years after they hit the 1 million. And that was WhatsApp. WhatsApp sold to Facebook. So 3 years from now, if you look at the PPM token, 125 million, if it had just that valuation. So I'm taking the valuation of the lowest company at that time. That means each token would be worth approximately $169. Because remember, use it, share it, own it. The shares are the actual token that you're holding. So does PPM have the ability to at least double in this time period? So we've seen everything of the performance of what Bitcoin can do, but also the PPM that's sitting or staking, I think you're going to have some value there without naming any numbers. I just wanted to introduce you to looking at the comparison of what our real product has done compared to other products. So at this point, what I want to do now is I want to go in and I want to show you how we actually go through and we place an order. So what I'll do is I'll walk you through those steps right now. Marcus, if you could allow me to share screen. Okay, the first thing we want to do is we want to go to the website, punkpandafarm.com, and then you're going to click on login. And when you do that, you're going to put in your user ID, password, and then simply click on login. Okay, now that we're logged in, you're going to notice that we have a brand new tab, and that tab is Bitcoin Special BTC Staking. Once you're logged into your back office, you're going to click on that. And when you click on that, what's going to happen is it's going to show you 6 different options, and there's going to be a calculator. So you can go through and calculate any USD amount that you want to, that's 1,000 and above. But let's go look at our 6 options real quick. I got 1-year plan, 2-year plan, 3-year plan. Now, you can decide to be paid monthly for less interest or receive quarterly payments and receive more interest. So right now, what the calculator has in it is $1,000. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this, and you'll notice that all the numbers will change. So I'll put 2,500 USD, calculate rewards. And you can see now, if I chose the 2-year plan, and let's say I wanted to choose monthly, I would just hit this toggle switch. And this is the plan that I would be taking on the 2-year plan. So I scroll down here and I would hit choose plan. Well, if I took the monthly payments, I would receive 24 payments of Bitcoin of $37.50 for a total Bitcoin rewards of 900 over the 2-year plan. But I think it'd just be smarter to get paid 7% more interest and be paid quarterly. 8 payments of 156 total BTC rewards, 1,250. So let me show you the calculator just one more time. You can put in any dollar amount as long as it's over $1,000. So let's say I say 7,456. So I'll calculate those rewards. And now if I choose the 2-year plan, I'd be receiving 8 payments of 466, total BTC rewards of 3,702.88. So let's go in and let's do an actual purchase now. So I'll put 2,000 in here, calculate the rewards. And what I want to choose, so I've got my green toggle, green is go, red is stop. I got my green toggle on here, and I'm going to choose this 2-year plan right here. So now I've come here and I've got my 2-year plan. I've got my staked value, what my 8 payments will be, and what my total payments will be over 2 years. So now I need to pay for this. So to pay for this, I am going to select a crypto to buy, and I'm going to use Ethereum. So now I've selected. If you don't select which cryptocurrency you're going to pay in, then what will happen is it'll say invalid. So you got to make sure that down here, you choose which crypto that you want to pay. So there's 4 choices: Binance Coin, Binance Smart Chain, Ethereum, and or Tron. So here we go with Ethereum. I'm going to click on buy plan, and it's reconfirming with me again that this is going to be my deposit amount, 2,000 per ppm, and I'm going to proceed. So now I would come here. It's going to be 1.399 and this is the address that I would send it to. So I'm going to copy this address right here. You go copy. And what I'm going to do, just as a word of advice, always just send just a little bit more than what they're asking for. So here it's 1.1339. I'm actually going to send 1.135. Okay, so I'm going to send 1.135. I'm going to send just a little bit more. Let's get that in. Okay, so I've got my MetaMask open now. And we're going to use this account right here. So I'm going to go send. I've pasted the address. I'm double confirming this is the correct address. And then it's 1.13. Remember, they wanted 1.13. They wanted 39. I'm just going to go ahead and just put that right up to 5. And it's showing 1,999.4, but they asked for the 1.13. So I might just go ahead and put another 5 here. So I'm just a little over the 2,000, sending just a little bit more. It's better just to send a little bit more, have the transaction go through instead of having the transaction stalled out on you, you know, over $1 or $2. Then I'm going to hit next. Everything's looking good. I got the correct gas fee. My gas fee is going to be 26 cents. And I'm going to confirm. And this has been done. So after about an hour or 2 hours, sometimes it could be as fast as 15 minutes. You'll see the transaction's been through. And so we're not going to keep you on this recording here for the 15 to 30 minutes, but then I can check my deposit status right here, confirm transaction. And we are good to go. It's already, oh, nope, it's still pending. So it'll probably take a few minutes for it to actually, the transaction to go through the Ethereum blockchain. So that's it. So just to recap, we come here, we go to log in. Once we've logged in to our normal back office that we've always had, then what we're going to do is we're going to click on that one brand new tab that's over on the left hand side. This says special BTC rewards. It'll bring you to this page right here. I'm going to go back to the main dashboard to show you this right here. So this is my normal back office. I'm going to click right here. That brings me here. If I wanted to do another purchase right now, I could, because there's going to be some of you that say, you know what? I've got $4,000, but I don't want to put the whole 4,000 in for 3 years. Let me do 1,500 for 3 years, and let me do the other 3,500 for 1 year. So I could go back here and choose, let's say 1,780, because that's the exact amount of Ethereum that you have. Calculate the rewards, go through here, and I could choose 1 year because I want that money back just a little bit faster, even though I know Bitcoin's going through its halving life, you know, in 18 to 24 months. That's what makes this plan ideal. But so that's how all that would work right there. So with that, we'll be announcing when all of this will be live. This is still just on a test net right this second. We should be live within the next 48 to 72 hours. And I want everybody to enjoy this wonderful program. As I had said earlier, I just think this is the perfect timing and the perfect place for a program such as this. It just could not be better. So thank you. Good night. Good morning, wherever you may be.